it was wrapped up so much in terms of who we are today. We went through this together. We got engaged virtually moments before I went into the hospital, and we got, our marriage ceremony included a lot of discussion about my mortality and what we went through together. And I even remember recently, the job that I work in now, people didn't know that I had cancer, and I struggled with what to do with that, because for whatever reason, as time has gone on, it's become less and less relevant to talk about it. But I really felt like these people didn't know me because they didn't know I had this thing that had affected me so much, and is not only a part of who I am, but what my wife is, and my family, and our relationship. And so I sort of feel like survivorship is about recognizing who you are, and that if you're lucky enough to be still here, that the cancer, that it is you. That this was. I don't think I could be as happy as I am now without having had this experience. I think that people feel uncomfortable asking you questions about what you're going through, and when you're sitting there and they're sitting across from you at your house or whatever, and you've got no hair and you're kind of pale, and you may even have some sort of tubes hanging out of your body or something, and they start talking about movies and music and food or their jobs or whatever, and they kind of stay away from the subject as if somehow it's taboo. And from our perspective, this was all I did. I mean, I don't have anything else to contribute to the world at the time other than the fact that I've got cancer, and so we would have to bring it up for people, not because
we wanted to talk about it all the time, but I think we always felt more uncomfortable if people didn't bring it up, because it was an elephant in the room, and it's just weird not to talk about it. I mean, we didn't focus on it. We didn't just talk about it, but I think we always wanted to acknowledge it. I think, we made jokes about it too. I mean, I think a sense of humor got you and us through it. We actually already knew each other. I knew him the first time he was sick. When we decided to start dating, I knew that he was a cancer survivor. And, I definitely thought about it as something that might be an issue. I didn't, think he was definitely going to recur. And it was sort of a strange thing just because it was such a big part of his life that I wasn't really involved in. But I knew what I was getting into. I knew that there was a possibility that he could recur.
I also think my attitude, after having it the first time, was that I was lucky to have a cancer that was pretty treatable, and maybe even the most treatable out there. And so we always talked in terms of cure.
I think he was so positive and so just okay with the whole experience, very open about it, willing to talk about it, made jokes about it, which is a good thing. I think you kind of have to have a sense of humor about a lot of this stuff. So I think because of that, it made me very comfortable with the situation, and I was able to understand what he went through, but also feel okay about it. So I'm Elizabeth Novisky.
And I'm Danny Novisky.
And we're cancer survivors.